पकडायचे. मोबाईल काढायचा मला.
So print the leaders in the array. So let us discuss this one. Okay. Completed. How many of you completed? Few members completed. Completed. Nana. Important program like logic wise mainly. Right. So how to visit all the elements, that kind of point here. Logic is how to implement the logic, then that is good actually. Logic wise the program is good. Okay? Okay, fine. What is meaning of leader here? So let me zoom in a little bit. So consider the array elements are 16, 17, 4, 3, 5, 2. These are the array elements. 16, 17, 4, 3, 5, 2. Total number of elements are how many? 6. Then in that array of elements are the output, if you observe that 17, 5, 2. So the leaders in the given array, those are 17, 5, 2. So how to identify the leader in the given array of elements? Right? So here it is mentioned 17 is leader, 5 is leader, 2 is leader. What is meaning of leader in this scenario? So it is already, I think it is mentioned. An element is a leader if it is greater than all the elements to its right side. That is the meaning of the leader in this scenario here. Okay? So when the element is leader means, so to its right side, that particular element, its right side, all other elements should be greater than. Then only that particular element is, you can say that leader. Example. With example you can better understand. Consider reference is 16. Reference is 16. 16 its right side elements means, you tell me, it's the right side element. All these are its right side elements. Yes or no? If when this 16 is leader means 16 should be greater than all other its right side elements. Is it 16 is greater than all other its right side elements? 17 is there here. So 16 is not the leader. That's it. That's the case. Now reference is now 17. 17 is reference. Its right side elements 4, 3, 5, 2. Now observe. So 17 is greater. Its all other right side elements? Yes. Right? So you can print this. Means 17 is later. It's the right side element. Now I am pointing here. My reference is now 4. It's the right side elements. Compare. Let me put some greater than symbol. So 4 should be greater its all other right side element. So what are its right side elements? 3, 5, 2. Is it 4 is greater all other its right side elements? No, 5 is there here. So you should not print 4 also. Next 3 reference. Its right side elements 5, 2. Is 3 greater than its right side elements? All other right side elements? No, 5 is there. Next 5. Is 5 which is greater all other its right side elements? Yes, only one element is there obviously. So even though one or more than one also, so it is 5. This element should be greater its right side elements. Yes. So 5 is the output. Next, what is the last element? 2. Is there any other elements are present here? No elements. Right? By default, last element is leader. By default, last element is leader. So this is the way to understand the meaning of the problem, right? So once if you understand the problem clearly, then you can easily simplify it. You can easily write the logic. Hope you understood the meaning of the question, right? So this is the meaning of the question, right? So that is the reason. So reading question is very important before starting, and if they provide some input and output like that, input is provided, output is also provided, then it is much more clarity in the question, right? So first read the question, not only here, any particular scenario in the exam also. Sometimes they may provide this only, they will not provide example also. In that case, 2-3 times you have to read the question. Understood my point? It is no mandatory provide the example, some elements and output also. It is not mandatory all the cases. They will provide something like this only. We need to understand the two lines meaning, and we need to proceed that. Sometimes it is given in the placement exams also. That's why. Okay. So don't expect always example, input and output. So we need to be aware of that kind of scenario also. Okay. So now let us understand the logic. Consider here, I told you 16 is reference. Okay. If I am here, point number 1, I am visiting all the elements in the array. Yes or no? First I am keeping 16 is reference, then 17 is reference, then 4 is reference. So if n number of elements are there, I am visiting all the elements. Okay. So by using one outer loop, let us visit all the elements. Number of elements are here. How many? N number of elements. N is 6 here. I equal to 0. I should be less than n. I plus plus. Next. It's next. For example, here if here I is there, right? It's I need to compare its right side elements. Okay. Let us write with J loop in the second loop. So J I am writing here. I. J equal to I, right? So now J should be less than n, then J plus plus. Always I need to compare with reference this, and I need to compare its all other x element. So anyway, our inner loop is comparison. Inner loop is every time visiting all other its right side element. If I is here, J loop is comparing all other elements. If my I is here, this inner loop is comparing its all other right side elements. If my I is here, J loop should compare all other its right side elements, like that. So if I is at beginning, now J is J should start with I plus 1. I think someone said right, correct. So J equal to we need to be start I plus 1. So if I is here, J should start here. It's the next element. Fine. Now it will be comparison like. So the reference is this I told you. So reference is Fi. Should be greater than all other its right side element. So for example, instead of comparing greater than, so for example, if it is less than, consider here 16, here 17 is there. So I is equals to 0, index 0, 16 is there, index 1, 17 is there, J is index 1, 17. For example, if at any point this is true means, I don't want to print I. There are many logics are there for this also. So I am following my logic. So here I equal to 0. Consider here 16 is there. Here 17 is there. So So if at any point this condition it is true in the sense that is not the leader, that I don't want to print I. So to identify that, I am using one temporary variable. I am assuming that initially the temporary variable I am make it as 1. Assume that whenever this condition is true, that means I am going to disable that temporary variable to 0, and I am going to use break here. Which means once if it is true, no need to check the 4, 3, 5, 2 also. It is at the first index its comparison itself, it is decided that this is not the leader. So unnecessary comparison of all other things not required. Immediately you can apply break here. No need to compare this index, this index, this index, this index also. Yes or no? So 16 is less than 17, which means this is not the leader. You can make it as t equal to 0 and you can apply break here, so that your code is more efficient. No need to compare all other its elements also. So after that you can write with something like, you have to make it as use this condition. Why we use this a temporary variable here? Because if the temporary variable is 0 means that is not the leader. If temporary variable is 1, then you can say that element I need to be printed output side. What is that element? I. So after loop, inner loop is visiting all other its right side elements, but outer loop I is element by element checking. Now I am at 16. Whether the 16 should be printed or not printed, that is decided by this t, right? So if t equal to 1, then only you have to print that I. Here I observed that t is 0, so this if condition falls, anyway this a of I not printed at output side. So this is one logic you can write easily. And one more point. So in between outer loop and inner loop, you need to be write this condition also t equal to 1 here. Why? Here t is updated to 0, right? So for the next time you have to start with t equal to 1. You need to be update t equal to 1 for every index, right? So that point also you need to be taken care. You have to make sure t equal to 1 for every reference element. For every reference element t equal to, you have to start with 1. Okay, that reference element, whether the leader is not, that is decided by using this condition. If that particular element is not leader, that temporary variable we are making it as 0, so that is not printed. For example, if I am here, 17 is greater than all other its right side elements, so 17 here, all other its right side elements means 4, 3, 5, 2. So here is 17 is less than 4, no. 17 less than 3, no. 17 less than 5, no. 17 less than 2, no. So this if condition always false. This if condition always false. So t equal to 0 never happened. So t equal to 1, it is already we are making as 1 for every reference element. So t equal to 1 still true. So you can this particular reference element, it is going to be printed by using one printf statement, so that 17 is printed at output side. This kind of logic now we need to be right. Clear? Hope you understood logic, right? Is rand function discussed? Rand function discussed. So generating uppercase, lowercase, that also discussed. Removing the repeated elements in the rand discussed. Last explained. Fine. So here, if you want, you can use array also, like rand also. Okay. First, let us take the runtime input. Then we can check with rand also. I want to store the elements by using rand. First of all, the runtime input let us take.
పని మా ఓన్ని స్టార్ట్ అయిపోయాడు మాది కూర్చుని పక్కన కూర్చుని తెలుసా చెప్పాలని అప్ప పోటీ నాకు బాగుంటుంది రాత్రి పోయి సైడ్
Right. So this is the output. 17, 5, 2. So here also one point, like students generally taking error of n and asking the array of n. Like here I am asking you one printf statement, say enter how many elements you want to store in the array. The reason behind. So you have to be, array means static array, size should be known by the compiler. Error of taking here error of n and asking the scan of n, that also will work. But according to C standards, that is not the valid approach. Are you getting my point? Instead of, you had array means static array, some fixed size should be known by the compiler. Like here, that array maximum how many elements it can store? 10. For example, if user enter more than 10, so here I am asking the n value, so that you can provide that one message to the user. So if n is greater than 10, so you have to provide some error message, invalid input, or you have to must enter the array size in between 1 to 10, like that some error message you have to write. So taking error of n and asking the size of n at runtime, that is not valid. That is runtime memory allocation. So that can be done by using the dynamic memory allocation only. So dynamic memory allocation concept I think not discussed, right? So dynamic memory allocation concept is specific for that purpose only. Okay, so here 10 elements I given, so 10 into 4, 40 bytes memory it is allocated. Consider I am using 6 only, so remaining some another 4, 16 bytes memory wastage. Yes, wastage only. To avoid that only dynamic memory allocation is there, runtime memory allocation. So, but array means static array, so compiler should know how much size should be allocated in the memory. So you have to be give the array of size is some 10, 20, 30, 40 like that. I think you already started strings. Generally you are taking 20, 30, 50 also, array of 100. Fine. You can take that only. You have to do the things like that only. Yes, memory is wasted. So to avoid that only dynamic memory allocation concept is there. So currently you should not worry about that memory wastage. Here in this case, if user enter the greater than 10, in that scenario what sir? So you can write one message here itself in the code itself. If n is greater than 10, print some error message to the user. So it is invalid size. And enter the n value or enter the array of size between 1 to 10 only. Like that some error message should be printed. That you can write. If it is greater than 10. Understood my point? What I am trying to say. So it is a array means static array. Size should be known in the compile time itself. How much size is allocated for the given array? 10 bytes wrong nana. 10 into 4, 40 bytes. 10 into 4, don't forget that. So 10 elements. 10 elements it can store. But how much memory is allocated means 10 into 4, 40 bytes memory is allocated. That will give size of. Size of will give how much memory is allocated for that. So this is the logic. Hope you understood. Any doubts? No. So that is not the standard scenario. Previously it is error only, but now the compiler it is updated variable argument input is allowing now. Previously 10 years, 15 years back it is not allowing that, but compilers are changing, updated. That is what variable argument concept. Variable argument concept now, because of some concept compilers are updated, now it is allowing. So array means why we should not. So you can say according to C standard, so array size, array means static array, size should be known by the compiler itself. You have to say like that. Mention some standards are there, C standards, you have to write declarations here only, like some make here only, like that. Some standards are maintained, any language, rules. So you can say, according to C language, array size should be known by the, array means static array, size should be known by the compiler time itself. That point is required if they ask correct point. Right? So this is leader. So copy that. Next one. Next program I want to discuss here. Maximum sum of any contiguous array. Right? So this first try to understand the meaning of the question here also. First of all, let me take the input here. So to explain the array elements 2, 1, 5, 2, 1, 5, 1, 3, 2. 1, 3, 2. These are the array elements. And if subarray size is 3, and what is the output? 9. This is the example it is given. Another example also given. Let me write that example here. 2, 3, 4, 1, 5. If k is 2, and the output is 7. Okay. First try to understand the question. Given the array of positive numbers and a positive number k, find the maximum sum of any contiguous subarray. Find the maximum sum of any contiguous subarray size of k. Subarray, which means this is the array. This is the array. Subarray size is how much they mentioned? 3, which means consider this is one subarray. 2, 1, 5. This is my one subarray. That sum is asking. That to maximum. We need to be identify that which subarray sum is maximum. That output they are asking. Now, I told you this is one subarray, which means which indexes? Let me write the point here. This is first subarray. So tell me the indexes. Subarray. The indexes I am writing here. Index 0, index 1, index 2. Those particular indexes values, please tell me. Ultimately, we need to be add those values only, right? So those values are nothing but 2 plus 1 plus 5. What is this sum? Okay. This is one subarray. Next, another subarray means 0, 1, 2 completed. So let us start with now 1, Yeah, these indexes. So now I highlighted the next subarray is this one. You tell me this is my another subarray. Tell me the indexes. Index 1, index 2, index 3. Those particular indexes values are what? 1 plus 5 plus 1. What is this sum? Okay, fine. Next, what is the another subarray indexes? Indexes. So this is 215 completed, 151 completed. Next 5, 1, 3. Indexes tell me. Next third subarray. 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Yeah. So 2, 3, 4. Its index, its values. 5 plus 1 plus 3. What is this sum value? 9. Next another subarray. 1, 3, 2. So first tell me the indexes. 3, 4, 5. Its values. 1 plus 3 plus 2. Sum. Now, is there any another subarray? No. Right? So total, if n value is how much? Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. N value is 6. K value is 3. Subarrays are how many formed? 4. This is one observation. Yeah. Which subarray elements sum is maximum? That is our output. So here what is the output? 9. Because 8, 7, 6. 9 is there. So we need to be print here. Output is 9 because of we are adding the elements 5 plus 1 plus 3. We are adding the indexes 2, 3, 4. That indexes values 5 plus 1 plus 3, 9. So which means we need to be compare this and this. Finally we need to be update to which subarray sum is maximum. That output we need to be printed. This is the meaning of the question. Hope you understood the meaning of the question, first point. Yes. So next point we need to be understood. So here another example also given. By using the example 1 and example 2, we need to write some conclusions. Okay, let us take this one. So this logic only we need to be implemented finally. So n is 6, k is 3. How many subarrays are formed? We observe that 4 subarrays are formed. Okay. So each subarray sum we need to be find. Okay. So this subarray elements sum, that is the job of our inner loop. How many subarrays are formed? That is the job of outer loop. For example, how many subarrays are formed? That first we should know, right? So outer loop should run not up to 6. Outer loop should run, that subarrays are how many? 4. So outer loop should run how many times? 4 times. But that is how we can get the clarity. So if n is 6, k is 3. So we observe that subarrays are formed 4. So outer loop should run should run how many times? 4 times only. That is one clarity. So there is some conclusion we need to write. So to get that conclusion, we should not write outer loop up to 6. Like n elements are 6. We should not write up to 6. We should run outer loop 4 times only. So based on the known values, we need to. What are the known values? Given known values? N and K. Those are the given known values. What is unknown value? That's subarray 4. From the known values, we need to get some unknown number. That is 4. How to get that 4 from the given known numbers? N minus K plus 1. That's it. Observe here. N is what? 6. K is already given 3 plus 1. So this is 3 plus 1. This is 4. So this is what our subarray total. So hence we got some clarity how many times I need to be run my outer loop. Yes or no? How many times I need to run my outer loop? 4 times. N minus 1 times. So you can you write like this? Let us start some I equal to 0, I less than, what is that? N minus K plus 1, then I plus plus. Outer loop job is done. Next we need to be think about inner loop only. That inner loop is that subarray. Right? So inner loop job is now we need to be careful. Index 0, index 1, index 2, sum. Next index 1, index 2, index 3, sum. Index 2, index 3, index 4, sum. Index 3, index 4, index 5, sum. That we need to be add, and which sum is maximum, that we need to be print at output side. That inner loop summing job is the subarray adding the elements job is inner loop only. Okay, so yeah, inner loop we need to be discussed. First main concentration is here. Subarrays are how many? So based on that we written this one. We need to be our code should be generated, which means that kind of logic should be work for this number also. Let us verify. We got some conclusion n minus k plus 1. That logic should work for any type of input, right? So let us check that. So if I consider here, you observe that what is the number of elements are how many in this second example? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. N is how many? 5. K is already given how much? 2. Let us observe that how many subarrays are formed. So this is index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4. Which subarray? K is 2, right? So subarrays are, tell me, 0, 1. This is one subarray. Next subarray 1, 2. Next subarray 2, 3. Next subarray 3, 4. Is there any other further subarray? No. So how many subarrays are formed? 4. Here also 4 getting, interestingly. So yeah, what are the known values I told you? Given values, n is 5, k is 2. These are the given values. What is unknown value? Subarray size. How many subarrays? So that subarrays we observed that we got 4. Okay, let us verify the same logic whether it is getting 4 or not. So n is 5, k is 2 plus 1. So 5 minus 2, 3. 3 plus 1, 4. Working. Right? So this is generic. Fine. Once we got this clarity, then next approach is simple only. So it is adding up the subarray size. Hope you written this logic, na? Right? So now let us start the code. Main part.
అలా మేము ట్రై చేయాలి.
ऐसे ही बोल रहा था
Just wait 2 minutes. No need to copy. Let me explain some points here. Right. So let me explain a few points here regarding. So I need to be discuss inner loop again here. Okay, some modifications are there. So this is not correct. Okay, to general idea purpose. Yeah. So I discussed how to write outer loop. Now let us focus on the inner loop how to write. So in this, the elements we observed that 2, 1, 5, 1, 3, 2. These are the elements. So index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4, index 5. Right. So now, first of all, I equal to 0. This outer loop will run how many times? Outer loop will run how many times from the, if k is 3, 4 times outer loop run. Okay, fine. Now let us discuss about this. So generally here we will write, so j equal to 0, j less than k, because 3 times it should run every time. So this loop will work for, this loop job is now, observe here, adding j equal to 0, which means adding index 0, if j is further incremented, adding index 1, if j is further incremented, adding index 2. I am discussing about this inner loop now. Right? So j equal to 0, j less than k. Why j less than k? Subarray, we need to be add 3 elements only, right? So that 3 already given k. So j less than k. But j plus plus, we need to be increment by 1. So j plus plus. Now I need to be add sum only. Sum of 2 plus 1 plus 5 only. This is subarray sum. Yeah, if you write the logic like this, fine. It is adding index 0, index 1, index 2, and the sum is updated. That indexes values are nothing but 2, 1, 5. So sum is updated with how much? 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 8. So sum is updated 8, fine. But next time I need to be add which indexes? So next time I need to be add index 1, index 2, index 3. So once after that I need to be add j is incremented by 1. If j is incremented by 1, again this for loop is again adding index 0, index 1, index 2 only. But next time I need to be add index 1, index 2, index 3. So j should be something like that. So what should be j? Yeah. If I take j is I, now I am going to add index 1, index 2, index 3. But if you fix k is here, again what's the problem? K is already what? 3. So if you write now j is updated to 1, j is fine. So you are starting index 1. But what is the issue? 1 less than 3, so true. 2 less than 3, true. But 3 less than 3, again false. So which means I need to be add. So if j is updated means condition also should be updated. Next I need to be add which indexes? Index 1, index 2, index 3. If you are not changing k, still problem. So j is updated means k also should be updated. First time I am adding index 0, index 1, index 2. Next time I need to be add index 1, index 2, index 3. Right? So which means I need to be update j. Fine. Hope you understood. Now not only that j, you have to update condition also. If you are not updating condition, again k is always the condition always comparing with 3 only. Right? Condition also should be updated. So how condition also should be updated? Tell me. K plus nice. K plus I. So according to that, so inner loop also updated here. Right, so let me start j equal to I and j less than k plus I. Fine, good. Is it done? Still one more problem is there. What is that? Sum. Right? Sum also, every subarray, sum should be updated with 0. Otherwise it is adding the previous sum values only. Right? So this sum, I need to be this sum. After that I need to be add 151 sum. After that I need to be add 153 also. If I am not clearing that sum equal to 0, it is adding the previous sum only. So every successful iteration of outer loop, update sum also should be updated. Every successful iteration of outer loop, sum also should be updated. Right? So for the first time it is adding index 0, index 1, index 2. Next time it is adding index 1, index 2, index 3 like that. That sum I am going to comparing with some another variable I taken max. Okay? Whichever the sum is maximum I am updating. Right? So like that. These are the points. Max I think not clear. Any another requirements? Let me know. Max. Max just now initialized. Max should be initialized. Otherwise garbage well. Max should be initialized with 0. Yeah. Any other points? Array name what I taken error only. What is the problem? Yeah, here loop is required, right? N value. Okay. I said I need to take N value, so you are saying that. Now I got the point. So asking the N value, after that storing the array elements, that only, right? Any other points? Asking the N value, once N is ready, store the N values into the array. So after that, asking the subarray size. If subarray size is also fixed, then this is the logic. Fine. Clear? Let me compile and then you can. Compile done. Elements 215, 132. Getting some 9. Copy the code.
عندنا قبائل كم محل قاعد يقولون عندنا قبائل كم محل عند تاو إذا يقولون
So this is starting only now. This you already know. First 5 lines okay na?
कसली शाळा आहे तुझी कॉलेजवरती वाटते का नाही शाळा पेट्रोल पंप आहे
Right? So this is the logic.
Education is powerful weapon. Education is powerful business. Correct ना? कुठल्या दिलीप विलेजला हां
Copy down. Don't read the code.
तरी माणसं
You
घालतात
should not read the code. You have to type the code. Remember this point. Don't read the code.
शिक्षणाला घालून पैसा लागेल तेवढा घालून माणसाने माहीत नाही मला तर एखादं लेखू दिलं का
Fine. Copy fast. चायना सारखं चायना कसं करतं माहिती का स्टार्टअप आपल्याकडे कोणतं पेट्रोल माहिती का मोटर टू गेले तर माणूस तिथे गॅरेज लावा आपण हात लावायची नाही तिकडे लेकर उकळून काढते सगळे Let us discuss about this point now. In the assignments observed in the assignment number 18, there are 3 code snippets are there. So frequently asking those models nowadays. Okay, let us discuss the 3 code snippets. You can In the assignment folder, click on this 18 number assignment. There, these 3 code snippets are there. Can you please try to predict the output of this? First, let me compile the code. Let me copy the code once. Okay. Yes, this is the code. Right. So before going to this, let me tell you one point here. You know, generally we will give the string compile time input means. Now listen, compile time input means we are already familiar about something like this, taking some char, some str, rp, whatever it be. For example, in that case, we know about this, taking some size 20 or 30 and giving A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my array name. You can take here P, you can take str also. Okay? We already know this model. I think this is not discussed right till now, this kind of syntax. Not discussed. Okay? So, this is the, we can give the strings like this also. Okay, so regarding this, you will come to know once it is discussed in the main class in the Kripa madam, so that's fine. So now, you can take this example, this model. We can give the strings like this also. Take the pointer, character pointer, and give it the string here. Right? So, you know, anything which is mentioned in the double quotes, that is string. Yes or no? Anything which is mentioned in the double quotes, that is string. Right. String means it represents base address. Right? Pointer require address. Are you providing address or not? Address only. So we can define the string like this also. Character pointer. String constant, it is given to the character pointer. Valid. So now how this will be stored? Okay, so this is also will be stored something like this. So here some bytes memory which is allocated. So here this is also index 0 A, index 1 B, index 2 C, so A, B, C, D, then after that 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, what is that next one? Null character. If I take, instead of this character pointer, you can take P of 20 and giving something like that. Both are same. But some difference is there that you will come to know main class, that madam will discuss. Right? So now the point is, okay, it is something, the memory it is allocated for the given string is like this. Assume the base, some address 1000 or 9000. I am assuming 9000 because it is stored in data segment, not in stack. That is the only the difference. Okay, so 9000, consider this is 9001, 9002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. stored in read-only data segment. Text segment, read-only data, that is. Okay, fine. Now I'm expecting you from this question some string, it is there. Now it is taken unsigned int pointer, it is taken, right? So pointer require address, you are giving string address to the pointer. Okay, so let us do typecasting, because q is what pointer here? Integer pointer, but p is what? Character, right? So let us do typecasting, so without any further warnings. For example, without typecasting I am compiling here, it is getting warning. But if you compile the same code in online GDB, error itself, right? Because recently compilers are their version changed, so whatever the warnings previously it is coming, those warnings now they are changed to errors. Compiler itself one software, one code is right, so it is updated version. Because of new version, these kind of warnings are also nowadays it is errors. Okay, so I don't want any warning, any error, something like that. Means what we need to do here? Typecast. So do typecast like this. Okay, so now compile. Okay, so typecasting is done. So you will get some answer. So now predict the answer. Predict the answer.
Unsigned integer मिलता है.
This concept is involved. Little Indian, Big Indian concept is there, right? So that concept is involved in this question. Think once and try to predict the output.
Unsigned integer का क्या है? Signed integer. खाली
There is no new concept here.
सांग ना मला टेस्ट
Integer pointer fetching how many bytes? 4 bytes. Then think. ABCD asking they are asking in what format specifier? Convert and answer. That conversion only required. Many other students got the point. So saying ABCD, it is wrong answer I am saying. Why? Convert. Then say the answer. What will need to be converted here? A means how much? A means 97. That lowercase, right? Lowercase A 97, B 98, C 99, D 100. 97 hexadecimal, 98 hexadecimal, 99 hexadecimal, 100 hexadecimal. Then answer. Now at least tell me. I already told you, almost answer I told you already. Remaining part only I am expecting from you. 80% answer I given. How to convert 97 in terms of hexadecimal? Answer. 61.
ಹಸಿವೆಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ.
Yes. A means how much, man? 97. 97. It's binary I want. 8421 16 32 64 then 128. You can take like that. So now consider 8 bits. So anyway, this is not required. So you can 64 plus 32, which is 96, right? Still one. What we need to be add? 1. So this is the binary. So I want hexadecimal means group of 4 bits. Hexadecimal means group of 4 bits. So this 4 you need to be group and this 4 you need to be group it. So 0001 1 0110 6. So now answer please. This is hexadecimal value. Yeah. 61 62 63 64. That's it. Now that is one is different. That's fine. Okay. Now answer. Q is integer pointer fetching 4 bytes of data. Answer please. Anna, you need to be focused. This 4 bytes only. This is 1 byte. Yes or no? Character A 1 byte. Character B 1 more byte. Character C 1 more byte. Character D 1 more byte. 4 bytes of data already there. Fetching 4 bytes of data, print it. Answer. Hmm. 31. Why again converting? You are thinking about 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh? First of all, why we converted? Because asked in hexadecimal, that's why we converted. So A means 61, 62, 63, 64. Anyway, you need to be converted. If the pointer is pointing these 4 bytes, then you can obviously need to be converted. So here my integer pointer is pointing to first 4 bytes only. Okay, let me tell you. So integer pointer Q pointing these 4 bytes of data. Integer pointer can fetch 4 bytes of data. 4 bytes of data is ready. 9000, 9001, 9002, 9003, 4 bytes of data. Now printing that 4 bytes of data, answer. So expected answer is 61, 62, 63, 64. Compile. But the answer is 64, 63, 62, 61. Why? Fetching the data from higher byte to lower byte. This is the example. What is the lower byte data? 61. Next lower byte data 62, 63, 64. Integer pointer is pointing that 4 bytes of data while fetching and printing from higher byte to lower byte. It is printing. That is what little Indian. While printing the data, fetching the data from higher byte to lower byte always. Okay. So what is the higher byte data first of all? 64. Next 63, 62, 61. That is the reason we got the output. We expected this one. This is wrong. This is the main point you should know. Okay, na? I am expecting answer this. The fetching is different. It is not 61, 62, 63, 64. It is 64, 63, 62, 61. Fetching the data from higher byte to lower byte. That I am expecting. Clear? Fine. For example, last point.
बोलते बिलाले काय सांगितलं बघा साडेसाठी बघितलं तिकडलं काढून चार धरले तिकडलं वापस काढून दिले पैसे त्याला
Answer please. What is the answer here?
कर्ज काढून काय काय करत तिकडलं तिकडं जाऊन गोपांडे दुसरं
What is the answer for this code?
माणसाला गरज माणसाला पैसे राहावे क्लास
What is the answer for this code?
रिझल्ट लागला
Okay. Integer variable require 4 bytes of data. Given data is I given the data in terms of hexadecimal. So how much you know? This is nothing but one nibble. 8 is one nibble, right? So 7 is one nibble. 4 bits plus 4 bits, 8 bits. 8 bits means 1 byte data. 5, 6, another byte data. 3, 4, another byte of data. 1, 2, another byte of data. So what I given here? 4 bytes of data. Hope you understood my point. The given data which is 4 bytes of data. Nibble means group of 4 bits. Byte means group of 8 bits. So I given here 4 bytes of data. Right? So this is the data I given. For the integer variable v, 4 bytes memory is allocated. 4 bytes memory is allocated. How it is stored in the memory? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you tell me, according to Little Indian concept, so which element? 7, 8 is stored where? Yeah. Next. This is how it is stored in the memory. Okay. Now I am asking you print the data. Now print the data. While printing, the integer variable fetch the data from higher byte to lower byte. What is the higher byte? 1, 2. What is the next? 3, 4. Next 5, 6. Next 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 only. Storing in lower bytes is stored in lower addresses. Lower byte is what? Lower byte is what here? 7, 8. Next lower byte 5, 6. next lower byte 3 4, next lower byte 1 2. Lower bytes will be stored in lower addresses. This is my lower address 1000, 1001, 1002, 1003. Lower bytes will be stored in lower addresses. But pointer fetching always higher byte to fetching the data from higher byte to lower byte. That is the reason generally we will not see any difference whether it is a little Indian or big Indian. Output is same. Little Indian architecture fetching the data from higher byte to lower byte. Big Indian fetching the data from lower byte to higher byte. That is the reason no difference in the whether you are using little Indian or big Indian. Outputs are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 only. So this is the little Indian concept. Just to revise that concept given this example. Hope you understood now, right? So that's it. So there is no next class to you. So that's why I extended another 10-15 minutes. So that's it for today class. Any doubts on this? Right. So mainly we array-based programs we discussed. What are that? First practice leaders, contiguous subarray. Okay. Then focus these concepts also. Don't forget. Nowadays they are focusing on code snippet based on little Indian, big Indian concept only. Thank you.
Hey, यार, why bro? Why?